Hello guys, this is Donald's Movies, and today I will be giving you the lore of the warrior class hall, the Halls of Valor. In order to not spoil the Legion storyline itself, I will only be covering the creation of the Halls of Valor and its current role in Legion. So without further ado, let's get into the lore. Thousands of years ago, a big threat rose against the world in a form of a gigantic dragon known as Galakrond. The Titan Keepers, who were more or less in charge of the world, kept to themselves, and only with the aid of one keeper known as Tyr and the Proto-Dragons, this threat was neutralized. After this, the Keepers were ashamed of themselves and they decided to bestow a portion of their own power to the Proto-Dragons, creating the dragon aspects. This endeavor not only transformed the creatures, but also put them under a lot of responsibility to guard the world, but they were more than happy to accept it. However, one Titan Keeper, known as Odyn, was very much against this idea. He believed that the dragon aspects would fail and that these primitive creatures shouldn't be given such authority over the entire world of Azeroth. What made him even more furious was that he was the Prime Designate, the leader of the Keepers, and yet his allies had the nerve to disregard his wishes. So Odyn decided to take matters into his own hands. His idea of safeguarding the world was to create an elite army of his own design that would respond to his call and protect the world should a need arise. To fill the ranks of this great army, he looked to the Chronicle, a race he had always admired due to their strength and courage, and he saw them as the strongest of all of the Titan Forged, in a way an embodiment of the warrior spirit. Eventually, when the other Keepers returned to their base of Ulduar, they demanded Odyn to abandon these foolish plans because they already had creatures that would safeguard the world. Yet, Odyn was not affected by their words, and he decided to pursue his quest without them. Odyn secured a large wing of Ulduar and called upon Helya, a Titan-forged sorceress that had once created the elemental plane during the Ordering of Azeroth. With her great expertise in magic, Helya ripped a colossal chunk of the Ulduar structure and lifted it far into the skies, creating the Halls of Valor. Odyn finally got what he wanted, and now he only needed to create this elite army. From atop his fortress, he proclaimed to all Chronicle that those who die a glorious death in battle will live again in the Halls of Valor, guarding the world of Azeroth for all eternity. However, a problem arose, as in order to create such champions, he needed a way to transfer their spirit from the ghost world, known as the Shadowlands. Odyn's plan was to create spectral beings, known as the Valkyr, who would have the task to guide the souls of the worthy Chronicle, yet no one volunteered for this role, as becoming a Valkyr means you're cursed to live as a phantom until the end of time. As he was left with no choice, he decided to create these servants by force, but this led to a heated argument with Helya, who passionately opposed this idea. Odyn saw this as a threat to his plans, and looking at the bigger picture at what the Halls of Valor could become for the world of Azeroth, he struck the sorceress, shattering her physical form, thus creating the very first Valkyr. Helya loathed Odyn, but was compelled to obey his will, and under his command, she single-handedly created the other Valkyr. For many years, she and her Valkyr brought new heroes to the Halls of Valor, and not long after, the Citadel became a force to be reckoned with. For millennia, the same process happened, and the Valyrian army grew stronger and stronger, but it would all come to a sudden stop when the Titan Keeper Loken, manipulated by the old god Yogg-Saron, decided to eliminate Odyn. Loken used Helya and promised that he would free her if she would in exchange seal off the Halls of Valor. Helya agreed, using this chance to sate her appetite for revenge, and as she bent arcane energies to her command, the Halls of Valor was separated from the world, much in the same way as the elemental plane once was. Odyn and his army attempted to escape, but the barrier was too strong and could not be broken, and thus they remained trapped for ages to come. Helya, now liberated, created a new home for herself in the Valkyr, giving birth to a new domain known as Helheim. Today, as the Burning Legion is invading, the Valyrian are finally put to the test, and a portion of the Halls of Valor known as the Skyhold is the Order Hall for warriors. It is still unknown how effective the Valyrian will be, but after all this time, they're finally being put to the mission they were created for. Alright, and that is all I have for this video. Do leave your suggestions on what you would like to see next, and do subscribe to the channel to see more content like this, and also like the video as it really helps out and keeps the channel going. Thanks a lot for taking the time out of the day to watch this video, and see you next time.